This is Backstage Bay Area. Now, here's your host, Steve Roby.
Hey, welcome to Backstage Bay Area. I'm Steve Roby. My guest today is a vocalist and composer who is having a huge year. You might know him for his skillful use of loop pedals, generating entire choirs with just his voice. Or perhaps you've even seen his recent amazing NPR Tiny Desk Concert, which is gaining popularity online. If not, please go check it out. He's just released the deluxe edition of his acclaimed second album, Fly, and he recently received 2 Grammy nominations, one for Best Jazz Vocal Album and another for Best Jazz Performance for his song, 4. He's visiting the Bay Area on Saturday, December 27th for a special double bill at SFJAZZ. Please join us in welcoming Michael Mayo. Hey, Michael, welcome to Backstage Bay Area.
Hey, Steve. Thank you so much for having me.
Where am I reaching you?
I am back in LA. I just got back from New York literally yesterday, so I'm back home now.
Okay. Well, welcome back to California.
Thank you.
All right. Congratulations are in order. You've had a whirlwind few months. The deluxe edition of Fly is out. The Tiny Desk Concert just dropped. And now the Grammy nominations are here. When you heard the news about the nominations, specifically getting recognized for both the album and your performance of 4, what was that moment like for you?
It was completely insane. It was actually so wild because I was in Paris at the time and I was working with some students and we were literally at soundcheck when I found out. So it just was an entire whirlwind, like you said, and I couldn't believe it. It took me a little while to actually understand that it was real, to be frank.
One of those surreal moments you'll never forget, huh?
Exactly, totally.
All right. Hey, I want to discuss that Tiny Desk Concert I mentioned because it felt like a true milestone. Watching it, I was impressed by how you turned the audience into your background singers for the song About Your Love. It didn't seem like a typical sit-and-watch performance. You truly made them part of the sound. Is community involvement something you aim to incorporate into your larger stage shows as well?
Yeah, I love having people join in. I think for me, that's one of the most fun parts as an artist is getting to interact with the audience and then also to have that sort of interplay, right? You know, I think I came up with a lot of examples of great artists who came before me who would involve the audience in their shows. And so for me, it's something that I like to do a lot.
Well, let's talk about your music now. I've selected a couple of tracks from Fly that I'd like to discuss with you. The first one is called 4. We just mentioned it. It's up for the Grammy nomination. It's a Miles Davis classic that instrumentalists love to shred on. As a vocalist, how do you approach a piece so closely linked to an instrumental virtuosity, and what did you want to bring to it to make it your own?
I think for 4, I really wanted to. It's a song that I've heard a million times, right? And it's a common sort of jam session song, and obviously it's like a really classic Miles Davis recording.
Right.
But I always like to sort of imbue my music with a little bit of mischief, and so in the process of making the Fly project, I had a list of a bunch of songs that I had to narrow down to a few, and when it came to this arrangement, I wanted to give it something that felt fresh, but that still paid homage to the original. So you'll notice there's like a new rhythmic feel, right? It sort of has this slow, groovy hemiola thing that's going on, but I didn't reharmonize it at all. It's the same original melody pretty much, and it's the same original chords because I think that's what makes it so strong. I just wanted to go in there and get under the hood and see what I could mess around with.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Well, let's listen to it now. This is 4 by Michael Mayo, and you're listening to Backstage Bay Area.
Of the wonderful things that you get in a life, there are 4. Now there may not be many, but nobody needs any more. Of the many facts making the list of life, truth takes the lead, and to relax, knowing the gist of life is truth you need. Then the second is honor, and happiness makes number 3. When you put them together, you know what the last one must be. Baby, so the truth, honor, and happiness, and one thing more, meaning only wonderful, wonderful love that'll make it 4. Bedley overway. Diddle 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 di ho, diddle di ho, diddle di ho, diddle la di o di. Na ba hoo ba 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 de ba ba da ba da ba da ba da la ba be de bo la bo we de de bo de 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 de. Things that you get out of life, there are four. Now they may not be many, but nobody needs any more. Of the many facts making the list of life, truth takes the lead. And to relax, knowing the gist of life is truth you need. Then the second is honor, and happiness makes number three. When you put them together, you know what the last one must be. Baby, so the truth, honor, and happiness. And one thing more, meaning only wonderful, wonderful love that'll make it four. Make it four. Make it four.
That was Four by Michael Mayo, and he's my guest today. This is Backstage Bay Area. Michael, I want to discuss your background because music is literally part of your DNA. Your father, Scott Mayo, was a musical director for Earth, Wind, and Fire, and your mother, Valerie Pinkston, has sung with everyone from Beyonce to Diana Ross. Growing up in that environment, watching them support these huge icons, did you always know you would step out as a frontman, or did you have to work to find your own unique voice apart from that legacy?
It's a really good question. I mean, I think for me, I always knew that I wanted to make music ever since I was probably 3, 4, 5. I always knew when I grew up I wanted to be a professional singer. I remember having that idea really clear. The thing I didn't really have clear that you can't at that age is really what it's going to look like specifically, right? So I didn't necessarily know what type of music I'd do or what sort of gigs I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to grow up and be a professional musician. It was always the plan. And I think having the parents that I have really sort of helped, it sort of helped give me a vision of what a successful music career can look like. And even though my career has looked different than theirs, I think having them as examples really showed me that it was just baseline possible.
Who were your early musical influences? You were saying at 3, but like when you got to more like your teen years, who were you listening to then?
So I started learning about jazz in high school, right? And so that's where I was listening to a lot of like Ella Fitzgerald, Miles Davis, Bird, Nat King Cole, Betty Carter, right? Out of school, because I'm also a child of the 90s and the early 2000s. So I was listening to like Brandy and Usher and NSYNC and Christina Aguilera. And I always sort of liked to exist in a lot of different worlds. And so I tried not to discriminate too much in terms of letting the music I like infiltrate my musicality. I'm really into a lot of different things. And so that's kind of how it got started for me.
Interesting. Speaking of your unique voice, you're often linked with the looper pedal. For many singers, technology is a way to fix issues, but for you, it appears more like a compositional tool. On Fly, your album, and especially the new Deluxe tracks with the Norbotten Big Band, you're blending that electronic looping element with acoustic jazz tradition. How do you determine when a song needs the tech and when it just requires you and the band?
I like that question. I mean, There isn't sort of one thing that determines it. I think for me, I try to be very intuitively led, right? So like if it feels really natural to attempt a version with a looper, then I'll start there. But if it feels like a song that really sort of just kind of writes itself or arranges itself and sings better through the vehicle of like a combo without the added electronics, then I'll do that. I think the funny thing is sometimes I'll use it as a compositional tool and it won't actually end up in the final thing, right? And that's actually what happened in the case of 4. 4 started off as a looper pedal idea, but I don't actually use the looper for that song anymore. It just is, that was how I started it, because I like to build those layers and let the arrangement sort of sprout forth from that, and then follow the intuition and see what happens.
That's interesting. Thanks for sharing that with us. The second track I selected for us today is Just Friends on your album Fly. That feels so progressive. Why was it necessary for you to anchor it with these pillars of the Great American Songbook? And how do you make a song that's been sung thousands of times feel like it belongs to you?
I think something that I've really worked on over the years, and that I also talk to students about and peers about, is when you're covering something, you want the listener to feel like they're listening to someone sing their song, right? Like it should feel like an original song, in the sense that as a vocalist, right? Like we're the ones who are sort of transmitting the message of the piece, if it's a song with lyrics especially. And so I like to find those familiar touchstones in old songs, right? Like in the case of Just Friends, it's about two people who were friends and then were lovers and then they broke up and now they're just friends, and the sort of agony of that. And that's a universal, timeless experience that so many people have had. And so I try to find the universality and the humanity in these songs that are maybe old or that have been done hundreds, thousands of times, because to me, that's what makes them so powerful, is that the themes are really just timeless. And so in the creation of this project, I wanted to find those songs that really felt like they hit on those themes that I was trying to sing to. And this song just has always had that feeling for me.
For me, I've never gotten to that Just Friends stage. When it's over, it's over. I'm gone, you're gone.
Sure, yeah.
But let's play the track now. It's Michael Mayo on Backstage Bay Area with the song Just Friends.
Lovers no more, just friends, but not like before. To think of what we've been and not to kiss again seems like pretending it isn't the ending. Two friends drifting apart, two friends but one broken heart. We loved, we laughed, we cried. Suddenly love died. The story ends, and we're just friends.
That was Just Friends from Michael Mayo's album Fly. Michael is our guest today. Michael, you're coming our way to San Francisco on December 27th to perform at Minor Auditorium. It's a double bill with the amazing vibraphonist Sasha Berliner, part of the UpSwing series curated by Terence Blanchard. Terence specifically selected artists he views as the future of music. How does it feel to be part of that curation? And have you and Sasha crossed paths before in the jazz scene?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that I am part of this curated series with Terence is a massive honor. Like, genuinely, I've been a fan of Terence since I was probably, 15, 16 years old. And to get that acknowledgement for him is kind of just like an existential validation. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the show. And I've met Sasha a couple of times over the years. We've never, as far as I can remember, I don't think we've ever made music together, but we have a lot of mutual friends. And I think she's amazing. And so it's been really cool to watch her career really take off. And I'm really looking forward to the double bill. I think it's going to be a special night.
It sounds like an exciting event. For everyone coming out to the show on the 27th, you'll see the looper, the band, and this new Deluxe repertoire. What will the live setup look like for you that night at SFJAZZ?
Sure. So it's going to be piano, bass, drums. So on piano, it's going to be Andrew Friedman. On bass, it'll be Kyle Miles. And on drums, it's going to be Robin Beitas. And I'll be singing, and I will have my looper with me. I'm still sort of figuring out a couple things. We're still sort of nailing down exactly what the set's going to be, but that's like the basic setup. And yeah, this is the final show of 2025. We've had a crazy year of touring with this band, and I'm really excited to get to close out the year with such a special show.
Boy, that should be quite a show. The last show of 2025, and you've had an amazing year so far.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And let me remind our listeners, you can catch Michael Mayo live on Saturday, December 27th at SFJAZZ's Minor Auditorium. Tickets are available now at sfjazz.org. Showtime is 7:30. I wouldn't wait on this show. These sell out fast, these double bills here. So go check it out. Michael, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we can't wait to see you in San Francisco.
The pleasure is all mine. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Thanks for having me.
All right. Backstage Bay Area will be right back.
Hey, musicians, would you like to be a guest on Backstage Bay Area? Just email the host and let him know when you'll be playing in the Bay Area. The address is backstage.sfbay@gmail.com. Now, let's get back to the show.
This has been Backstage Bay Area, your all-access pass to the local jazz scene. I'm Steve Roby. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the show.